Alright, so today I'm looking at another pack, crossover pack, and this one's by Marmot, called the Trans Hauler. And let's see, I got this actually from a company called backcountry.com. In fact, the Marmot store in Chicago recommended backcountry.com as a place for me to go. So, it took a little long to get there, I will say that. It's nothing like Amazon Prime and Zappos. So, here is the Marmot. And so this is it's another 28-liter bag. And but it's interesting because you can see right away that it's pretty rectangular in its shape. And in fact, it sort of has the reverse silhouette of many bags, which typically start off narrow at the top and get wider at the bottom. This sort of does the opposite, which more accurately follows the anatomy of a human being. So frankly, I think it's kind of a smart move. And looking at the back here, we got all the things we need. It has a looks like a 3/4 inch waist belt, removable, but still waist belt nonetheless, which is very important for me. And it has some nice solid suspension system here. This is it's really firm, but not too cushy. And that's a really important thing. Sometimes these things can be overly cushy, and then it gets kind of sweaty and uncomfortable. It does have I don't think it's a frame sheet, but certainly the back has an EVA pattern on it with some raised areas here, and they're thick enough and stiff enough because it's a high density foam that it gives the pack some real stature here. You can see it's not flopping on itself as I hold it up like this. And most importantly, these openings here allow for movement of air through your back, so it limits your back getting all sweaty. Other things on the outside, it has a mesh side pocket. Although it's not the biggest mesh side pocket, you'd be able to fit a conventional water bottle and maybe a bicycle water bottle, but certainly not a full-size Nalgene, no chance. And it does have here well, this is interesting. So on this side of the pack, it has a compression strap that does not cross over the zipper. Okay, and if you've looked at my other reviews or read anything on my blog, you'll know that that's something I can't stand because it limits your ability to open up the pack when you hit the compression strap and unzip it. And then on this side, it does cross the zipper. And that's because this thing has a zipper that opens 270 degrees, which is kind of a cool feature that makes this a combination of a top loader and a panel loading pack. So that's really handy. And then you can see here there are all the zippers on this are actually, well, no, 2 of the zippers are waterproof. The main pack has an inverted zipper, but it doesn't feel like it has the same sort of coating on it that would make it a waterproof zipper. Nice tabs on it. You can grab it with your finger for sure, but even with a glove or a mitten. So this front pocket, it's nice. So it has a fleece lining in it, and it goes to basically to the top of the A here, so halfway down the pack, which means it's a great place for me to keep my sunglasses, something that I really look for in a pack. Obviously you may not care about that, but I certainly do, being a prescription glasses wearer. And so that's a nice feature there. And also it has 2 different zippers going on here. So this, okay, so this is nice. You have here a zipper for the laptop compartment. So it's a padded laptop compartment on both sides, so you can fit the entire laptop into this area. Now, mind you, this is an important thing here. This is a separate section that you can access your laptop from without having to go into the main compartment, which I think is an enormously convenient feature to have. And then beyond that, there's also a little sleeve here for a tablet, so you can I could put my iPad in there as well. That's pretty sweet. having a separate separate area there. And of course, this is a waterproof zipper here, so you know if you get caught up in a shower, it's not gonna your laptop's not gonna take a hit when it comes to the rain. Handle on the top, so you can easily move this to the passenger seat when you climb into your car. I always think that's essential. All right, so let's take a look in this the main compartment. Like I said, you could open it as if it was a typical top loader, like so, or you can decide to unzip this whole thing, and then it becomes very much like a panel loader design. You have to undo the compression strap in order to get that feature, unfortunately. All right, so inside, against the back wall, the wall closest to the suspension system, you can see here we have a good-sized mesh pocket. You can see the contents, so this might be a good place to put things like your power blocks for any of your things that you need to recharge. And then on the front wall, we have the divided organizer here. Clearly a great spot here for your cell phone. It's also fleece lined, so it'll protect it. And it's got a nice handy Velcro piece to keep it closed. And there's even a pocket behind there as well. Places for pens and potentially even a small hard drive. You have also a zippered compartment here that stops right here. Okay, so it doesn't go too deep, which I actually appreciate. Sometimes pack manufacturers make things go too deep in there, and it becomes more of a nuisance to find things in the deep part of the pocket than if you just had it nice and shallow. And then inside of here, you have a clip for your keys. Okay? I don't know if that's terribly convenient, frankly. I think I'd rather have this somewhere on the outside of the pack, because if you're going to have your keys, you don't want to have to tear down your whole pack to get access to your keys to get into your home or your office. So, whatever. I probably wouldn't use that anyway. Okay, so it's made out of a really nice material here. So this is clearly, most of the pack is made out of a nylon, coated nylon to make it highly waterproof. And then there's, pretty much the whole thing is that way. Not all of it. So this gray part is not a coated nylon. I mean, it's coated, but it's not as thickly coated as the other parts. Like this dark area here is coated. The blue areas are all this double coating as well. All right. So let me zip it up and sort of treat it like it's the typical top loader here. I want to get my my camera bag as well as my laptop to see how things work, and then I'll throw it on to see how comfortable it is. Okay, so here I have my camera bag. As I've said before in other reviews, I have a small camera bag here. I keep 3 lenses in my camera body. I carry my camera with me all the time, so whatever pack I choose has to be able to accommodate this thing fairly easily. And you can see it has no problem doing that. In fact, this is, for a 28-liter bag, it feels a lot bigger. I'm not sure why, but it feels like it's got a lot of space in it relative to others. There's no sort of feeling like I can't get access to anything. I also do like the fact that this folds down pretty easily. I guess the only thing I would worry about is, imagine if I were to put this on and I were to sort of wear it on my front temporarily as I got access to my camera bag. If my pens and everything were hanging out in here and I flopped this down, everything would cascade out onto the ground. So that's a little bit of a funky feature, the fact that this is here. It would have been nice to have had maybe the compartment, the divided compartment on the front here, and perhaps put the pocket that would protect my sunglasses on the top. But, oh well, I'm not the one who designs these things. Maybe they should call me. So this is nice though, that it holds my camera bag relatively easily. And then most importantly, it's going to have no problem, I'm sure, doing this. Being able to keep my laptop right in this area. That's pretty sweet, slides right on in there, its own area. And so if I need to access my laptop, I don't have to go into the main compartment. It has its own spot. Okay, so let me go ahead and clip my compression strap. I do think compression straps are kind of useless. The number of times we actually use them is so rare, and yet usually compression straps get in the way. So I wish more packs at this level didn't bother with compression straps. Alright, so let me go ahead and throw this guy on and see how it feels. This is, I will have to tell you that this fabric that they use that comes in contact is really smooth. It's much nicer than some of the meshes that you have associated with other packs. Pretty comfy. No funny pinches. I don't feel any ridges against my body or anything. It feels like it should. It definitely feels narrow at the bottom, and so if you were sort of a wider person, then you probably wouldn't feel like this would be too comfortable, because it definitely pinches down towards my bottom. I can feel these straps on my side, and I would imagine over a long hike that might start to rub funny. So that might be an uncomfortable thing to have. Most of the time you could imagine that these points attach more on at a wider stance on the pack, and here they really jut in and they're about 3 inches inside of my hips. So that might prove to be a little uncomfortable. But the rest of the pack is entirely very comfortable, the suspension system here. And keep in mind that I'm holding my computer and the things that are the heaviest, my computer and my camera in this thing. So it feels pretty good. This is a good pack. Go ahead and take a moment to read through what I had to say in the comments that follow this video. Good luck.